A recent initiative of the Hydro Empowerment Network, funded by WISIONS of Germany, was to develop tools for community-based microhydro systems, known as the MHPToolkit. We're here today looking at the Canary Chic Load Indicator, developed by Tonibung of Malaysia, with support from Green Empowerment of the USA. Some microhydro systems with a high electrical demand or lack of water resource can suffer from service interruptions. As consumers connect more appliances, it can be difficult to know what the available capacity of the system is at any particular time during the day. We set out to design a simple, low-cost, open-source device that can provide some insight into when the system is reaching full capacity and therefore in danger of triggering a blackout. The Canary Chic should be installed in households, particularly if they are using heavy appliances. It simply plugs into a standard domestic power socket and gives a visual and auditory alarm if the system is close to overload. So how does it work? Microhydro systems with synchronous generators are normally fitted with a controller to balance the power generation with the power consumption. This allows the electrical supply to maintain a constant frequency, which is 50 or 60 Hz, depending on your country or region. If the system is overloaded, the frequency will begin to drop and safety systems will be activated to disconnect the consumers, causing a blackout. We can see on this graph that as the power to the consumer increases, shown in red, when more appliances are switched on, the power to the ballast decreases, shown in purple. This is what the controller does to balance the system and maintain a steady nominal frequency, shown by the green line. In this case, it's 50 Hz. As the power to the consumer exceeds the system capacity, the frequency will begin to drop, causing our Canary load indicator to alarm. At this point, the consumer must react and disconnect recently connected or unnecessary appliances to reduce the consumer demand before the system drops below the blackout frequency. If they manage to do this, the system should return to the nominal frequency and a blackout will be avoided. As this is an open source device, all design files are available free of charge online at elcwiki.info. This includes schematics, circuit board artwork, software, and an assembly guide. Only basic tools are required to manufacture this load indicator device, but you will need to purchase a programming tool for the Atmega microcontroller. One option is the USB ASP, which itself is also an open source design. There are many pre-assembled variants of this design, which can be purchased for around $5 in online stores such as Lazada or eBay. Another option is the Atmel ICE, which provides additional functionality, such as debugging, which may be useful if you're interested in exploring programming further, but it does have a significantly higher price tag at approximately $80. The next two slides are simple guides which quickly describe the operation of the load indication, allowing consumers to react to its visual and auditory information. A digital copy of this presentation is also available at elcwiki.info if you wish to print one out as an info card. As a basic device, there are a few things to consider to get the best results. The effectiveness of the load indicator will be dependent on the total capacity of your system and the relative size of the appliances which are being connected to it. If a very heavy load is applied, sending the system into overload, the time the consumer has to react may be very short. If a small load is applied, then the system just reaches overload. There will be a much longer time for the consumer to react. You can imagine this to be similar to applying the brakes in a car with different levels of force. Heavy appliances are like hard braking, where you stop suddenly, whereas small appliances will be like light braking, slowing the system down more gently. The system blackout frequency will be dependent on the safety systems installed. Typically, the load controller will specify an under-frequency threshold. If the frequency drops below this threshold, the consumer is disconnected and a blackout occurs. If you are using Bluebird ELC, another open source device available on ELC Wiki, this threshold can be configured using the smartphone setup app. The frequency thresholds that trigger the Canary Load Indicator to alarm can be modified in the Canary software. If you or your organization is interested in building this device for yourself, or if you need assistance, feel free to contact us at canary@elcwiki.info. You can find out more information about the MHPToolkit on the HPNET website. Thank you for listening.